Sunday, September 8th, 2024. I was eager to get out the door early and get to the ferry dock for the largest VME event of the year, the 40th annual Isle of Vashon TT. Every year, hundreds of motorcycles, whether vintage or not, ferry over to the island to see, to be seen, to ride, and to participate or even just watch the day's activities. The VME is the Pacific Northwest's own vintage motorcycle enthusiast club. It's in its 42nd year and has been holding this event from the beginning, minus the COVID gap. It had been several years since I'd last been able to go, so I was really excited to be going again, and the ferry dock is the first opportunity to start checking out some of the other bikes. I've always been a fan of these Honda Hawks, which were produced for a few years in the late 80s and early 90s. As the owner of a quirky small-bore Harley, I had to give a shout-out to this Aramaki Sprint. This Royal Enfield was beautifully shined up. By the time the ferry got there, we had a pretty good-sized group ready for this boat, and we were eager to get the signal to load. Ferries make several runs a day, and not just from the Seattle side of the island, but from Southworth and Tacoma as well, so there would be many more bikes than this coming from all three directions. The ferry ride is a short hop at 20 minutes, but gives another opportunity to look at bikes. Lately, my eye has been drawn to small-bore two-stroke sport bikes like this pair of Yamaha TZR 250s that I found on the boat. These two bookended the years they were available in the U.S. From the dock, it's a short few miles into downtown where everyone gathers at the beginning of the day, and I would be meeting my friend Jim. Jim is a Vashon local. We spent some time walking up and down the street and checking out whatever caught our eye. I've seen this one regularly around town for several years, and it's one of my all-time favorites, the SDR 200. I believe it's a 1987. Its sleek, slender profile always reminds me of a Whippet or a Greyhound. I love the chrome ladder frame. Some other highlights were this beautiful Henderson. I think it's a 1917. I'm fascinated by its inline 4-cylinder power plant. A Moto Marini 3.5. I've previously only seen these in pictures. Check out the angular nature of the engine cases. This Indian was immaculately restored. When I was young, a Norton Commando like this one was the first motorcycle to open my eyes to the fact that there were more manufacturers out there than Harley and the Big Four Japanese. Always a fan of the Honda Transalps. Having owned several Suzuki GS bikes, I have to shout out this West Cooley GS 1000 and this 1985 GS 1150E. At one point, I was looking for a GS 1150 ES when I found and bought my 83 GS 1100E. Maybe one day one will make its way into my stable. Jim and I had registered for the poker round, bought our t-shirts, and quote-unquote drawn our first card by throwing a dart at a board with 52 cards arrayed. With our card sheet punched, we decided to start the ride. But first I had to take a quick swing up and down the street. Next year I'll have to remember to wait a bit longer before starting the ride, as there were still lots of bikes arriving when Jim and I decided to head out for our next card. Technically, I was supposed to take a slightly different route for this first leg, but it followed the route of another VMA ride by mistake.
I forgot Burma's not part of the official route, is it?
Excuse me, I'm talking.
Yeah. We go this way? How did you leave this town?
You line up to reach into a bag for a blind card draw. The cards are rolled up in clear plastic tubes. Your draw gets punched onto a scorecard, and then it's on to the next checkpoint. Even though the ride isn't terribly long, it's not uncommon to stop and stretch legs for a few minutes at one or more of the checkpoints. So we took a few minutes at Inspiration Point to do some more chatting and observing. I found another two-stroke racer. This time it was a Honda NSR 250. At the other end of the spectrum, Indians were really appealing to me on the day. I've always been able to appreciate them on a certain level, but they didn't really excite me. That seems to have changed, however, and I found myself poring over multiple examples of the make on the day. We made a brief stop at the docking checkpoint as well. After this, Jim and I decided to go off-route again. We ran out to Point Robinson so I could see Vashon's troll. About a year ago, 6 of these fantastic troll sculptures showed up in the Pacific Northwest, no fewer of 5 of them in the Seattle area. This one is Oscar the Bird King. I love the way the eyes follow you. These are the creation of Danish artist Thomas Dambo, and more information about them can be found below in the video's description. From the troll, we did a bit more of the advanced route on our way to the final checkpoint at the Sportsman's Club, the center of the afternoon's activities. After a lunch provided by the local high school lacrosse team, part of a fundraiser, it was time to head up the hill for the field events. This year's events included a cone weave. You get 1 point for each cone successfully woven and 1 point for each golf ball placed on a cone. Putting a foot down means the end of your run.
1 point. 3 points. 4 points. 1 point. 2 points. 3 points. 4 points.
The cone weave winner took 7 of the possible 8 points. Then it was the kickstart competition. Kickstart your bike and shut it down as many times as you can in 1 minute.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 33 from the next one. 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49 stars!
The winner managed an impressive tally.
Concours is banned from next year's participation. Get set!
There was a slow race with so many participants they had to run 2 heats into Maine to determine the winner. In the next race, you would start at a set of cones, push your bike backwards past a second set of cones, and then start the bike and run it forward through a third set. The final event is always the Australian Pursuit. The goal is to be not passed and to be the last one standing. Once you're passed, you're out. To complicate matters, the circle changes size at set intervals. Fellow YouTuber Krusty Cycle managed to win this one on his Kawasaki H2.
What could go wrong?
Get a little water down under the tire.
Back down the hill, there were a couple more favorites to note. Check out the reverse levers on this Sunbeam. It has to be one of the rarest bikes here. There was a pair of rotary-powered Suzuki RE5s. These have ridiculously complicated carburetors, and the instrument cover pops open when you turn the key. I've always wanted one of these, the SRX-6, aka the Super Single. There's also a concourse of bikes submitted for judgment and for the People's Choice Award consideration.
Once I get some whiskey in me, I'll be great.
If you want some oversized shoes and you need support, I'll swap you.
No, man, I'm good. I appreciate the offer.
I don't know what else to recommend, like an 8 standard or...
When you have one going to town, I'll go get it.
Yeah. See that
Right now.
No, I just want it. Oh, I wish I had 2
I love the cylinders. This Moto Guzzi Falcone was super clean. This Sears Allstate was pretty cool too, with its Twingle engine. And I love the Streamliner airbox. This one still had the break-in recommendation sticker on the tack as well. I had seen this Indian a couple of times on the day, and it is just fantastic. That's pretty cool. According to the owner, not only is it a survivor, it is ridden daily. Not just around town either. He had ridden from Canada for this event. One bit that grabbed my eye was this rawhide belt. A Navy veteran informed me that these were available as temporary replacements to be used on things like ship's boilers and that they could be adjusted for length. The bike's owner has opted to keep his as a permanent solution.
In the air, it's like, what's the quickest? Go fast in the big one. You have my foot back. Nice, a big go forward. Look at that. Heads like this. Like the blade of the silver tip, black. Yep. Wow.
At the end of the day, prizes were awarded for best poker hand, field events, best concourse bikes, and there were plenty of items to be raffled off.
Hey, Magic Wheels.
Here we are.
Hey, Magic Wheels. Good to see you, brother.
Good to be here.
All right, what's next? 0405. 04 and 05. 0405, a winner.
I won a pretty sweet Sedici dry bag that had been donated by Cycle Gear. All that was left was the return to the ferry for the trip back to the mainland.